Good morning. It's good to see you. While the channel's main theme is predominantly to get to know the locals, I still have a significant interest as to why people are drawn to places like Lombok and Bali and all the other places in Indonesia, of course. And this gentleman has been very kind enough to help me out with that. Sir, your name, if I could be so bold?
Gary.
Gary.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Thank you for taking the time. First trip to Lombok, Gary?
No.
Ah.
It's like third time I'm here.
Oh, third time. So there's something that resonates about the place with you, yeah? Yes. What is it, do you think, that makes it different to perhaps Bali, for example?
The crowd.
Yeah, sure. There's an obvious, yeah.
I used to came to Bali for a couple of times, and then I discovered Lombok 3 years ago, and since then I'm coming back every winter, spending the winter here.
The whole winter?
Yeah.
You're here for 3 months, 4 months?
3-4 months, and
Wonderful.
This year actually we moved here with my wife.
Oh,
And we decided to have a little camp here and enjoy life.
And do you have a family, children, or
Just expecting the first one.
just expecting the first one? Well, this is a lovely place to go through that process, I think. Yeah. Will you have the birth here?
Yes.
You will.
Yes.
And do you have no concerns about the perhaps the health system and what it can afford you and offer you?
Absolutely not.
No?
They have very good hospitals, private hospitals,
Do they?
for a fraction of the cost of
Sure.
anything in Europe or in the USA. So absolutely not. We go to Mataram, the private hospital, to do the check-ins. It's European quality.
How long before the due date?
This is the 4th month. So
Okay.
5 more.
You're excited. Do you know the sex of the baby? Yeah.
It's a boy.
Ah, okay. So he's going to be a surfer then, isn't he?
Probably.
do
He has all the chance.
he has the opportunity to, either that or a fisherman.
Yeah. We'll see.
Do you see it as a potential long-term place to stay or retire? Or
Yes. In my personal view, I got fed up with the Western way of thinking of more.
Me too. Me too.
For me, mixing the two things and having the Eastern calmness and time scheduling and the value system, what they prefer here, is much more closer to my heart.
Yeah.
People became better, or cultures became better when they changed geological places. So this is I believe this is in our nature, that if we don't like where we are at the moment, we need to move to improve quality, quantity, everything. So
We've done that from the beginning of time, like the migration out of Africa back 100,000 years. It's always been the same, yeah? It's in our nature. I think I did a video recently about this innate urge I have to move. I don't know where it comes from. I've stopped trying to fight it. It's just part, and some of us are built that way. Yeah,
some of us are built. It's not for everyone.
It's
I
not
always
for
tell
everyone.
to my friends like this, and like, how could you do this? You are so brave, or you blah blah blah. It's like,
No.
for me,
No.
it's a natural
It's
thing.
perfectly normal.
And then I have friends coming here, and there's like, how could you live in this shit? And
Yeah.
you know, it's dirt everywhere. I don't even see it. For
Nor
me,
do I.
it's like,
Yeah.
it's a whole different thing. So
Me
I think
too.
for some,
Yeah.
that's the nature.
Yeah.
You better follow it. For some, that's not the nature.
Yeah.
And just enjoy your beach holiday or whatever.
Yeah,
and go
yeah.
back to
I think
whatever
that-
it's important.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important to acknowledge that people have their own destiny,
Yes.
and and if you can carve out a small piece of peace in life, then more power to you.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how you find it or where you find it. But some of us are made to wander and to move and to explore and to find different things. Unfortunately, some people can't do it. What was your name? Sorry,
Gary.
Gary Wayne. So thank you so much for your time. It's been really interesting. Yeah. Thank you, Gary. On one of my first trips to Indonesia, I found myself in Jakarta on a street called Jalan Jaksa. This was Indonesia's equivalent to Koh San Road, I guess, or Tamil. Lots of bars, lots of guest houses, and it was pretty cheap. I was out one night by myself at a bar drinking and met a young Indonesian woman by the name of Indra. And we got on like a house on fire. She was gorgeous, and I was a man that wanted to experience everything in the world, of course. At the end of the night, both of us a little bit worse for wear, Indra invited me to her place, and of course I accepted. She had a little scooter out the back of the bar, and I jumped on the back of that and off we went to her apartment. I asked her if it was far away and she says no, it's just around the corner. And after about 15 minutes I got a little bit concerned. I thought, oh, we're starting to get away from the well-lit roads, and we started going down small lanes and alleys and it became darker, and that should have been my first warning sign. After about 20 minutes we finally arrived to a small block of about 4 apartments, and one thing that struck me was there's no dogs, there was no noise, it was very, very quiet. But being a little bit inebriated and hopeful of things that might come throughout the night, I guess, I went inside and sat down and continued to enjoy my time with Indra. After about 15 minutes of sitting there, there was a knock at the door. And this is quite late. This is well after midnight. It's probably 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And to get a knock at the door at that time is never a good sign. I wasn't sure if it was a boyfriend, a father. My chair was up against the back of the door. Indra got up, opened the door, and I could hear a male's voice. She popped her head around the door and said, "It's the police." It then dawned on me what this was about. I'd been sort of, I don't know, set up a little bit, I guess. An attractive woman found a guy, young guy, didn't know his way around too much, and back to her place. And I was told I had to go out with this police officer. I went outside, and this police officer's covered in silver and brass, and looked quite official and had some authority, and he was quite angry. And he went on to explain that what I was engaged in was against the law and illegal in Indonesia, and that I was looking at spending a lot of time in jail. Of course, I had no desire to go to jail, but it was interesting. Behind this officer stood 3 or 4 other guards or policemen, and they had sort of these huge rifles leaning against this troop carrier. And I still to this day don't understand how I didn't hear this vehicle arrive, But this officer, I call him Captain Silver and Brass, he fluctuated between this good cop, bad cop thing by himself, and he eventually, it played out to the point where he said I could take care of things now. And being the brash youngster that I wasn't going to part with anything to make this go away. I was quite arrogant, and I said, nope, I want to talk to the embassy. So up into the patrol carrier, or the troop carrier, they put me. The door's closed, I'm surrounded by all these officers with guns. Sat there for about 2 minutes, and I heard the front door open again, and that same officer came back and asked me to get out, and he told me that what I was doing was wrong, and that this is my last chance. So I then reconsidered things and thought, he's actually going to take me if I don't sort it out. So I went into my money belt and got what I had, which was a couple of $100, I think, and I wanted to make it go away. So the police leave. I'm not going back into the apartment because that person's in on it, and I don't want any part of it, or her, any part of her. So I start walking, but I have no idea where I am. I'm in the middle of Jakarta somewhere, but it's very, very dark. And I thought, well, I need to get back to the city centre. And the only way I could understand how to get there was to look for the glow of the lights. It was sort of January, so there was a lot of cloud cover. And I could see the reflection of the main city centre. So I went walking that way. After about 10 minutes, the police officers came back in their troop carrier, pulled up alongside me, and I thought, oh goodness, here we go, they're going to go for the traveller's checks. It was traveller's checks in those days. They're going to make me change my traveller's checks or whatever, So the officer pulls up alongside me and winds the window down and says, "Sir, you should get in the back. It's very dangerous around here. We'll take you back to your hotel." So I get in the back of the troop carrier with these other officers, and we're all best friends now, passing around cigarettes and laughing, and they took me back to Jalan Jaksa, right out front of my hotel. How they knew that, I don't know. And bid me farewell, and we all left in a backslapping, joyous way. So yeah, a precautionary tale to any young men who might be thinking about enjoying themselves at a bar and meeting local women. Most of the time it's fine. sometimes you might want to sort of pause and give thought to what you're doing. And siapa nama anda, maaf?
Tinia.
Tinia. Nama saya Wayne Tinia.
Nice to meet you.
Saya dari Australia. Nice to meet you. Oh, bisa bicara bahasa Inggris?
I can because I'm sell also in the beach. Before when I'm not get married, I come from the village, the traditional weaving, and weaving sarung.
Oh yeah. Oh, so you were very good at making sarong and.
Yes, my mom, my kid.
Masih?
Yes, Masi.
Oh,
in
yeah?
my village.
Oh really?
But I'm still married here from Kuta.
Ah, so you came here and bekerja di sini? Oh, punya anak-anak?
Ini anak satu.
Ah, satu
Yeah.
Mau lagi?
One son. Nanti, because I do not have a house. Because one house with mother-in-law, that's why. Because my husband and my father go to fishing
Oh, every day they go fishing?
every day. Because but now is not so nice. Not nice windy.
Yeah, sure. And
Because always raining.
And one day they get how many kilo? Oh, maaf.
Because now is not so nice wind. It's big wind and not nice wave. He get like 2 kilos,
Yeah.
sometimes 4 kilos. He get like a red fish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very good. Make curry.
Oh yeah.
And do you take it to the market to sell, or you just use it to eat?
Just no, I sell from my village with the people. Sometimes when I have a big fish, I sell in the restaurant.
Your English is so good.
Thank you very much.
Very, very good. That brings us to the end of another one. As always, I hope you're well and happy in life and doing the things you want to do. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.